Everybody good over here? Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Chippewa Valley Schools Board of Education meeting for September 26, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item B this evening, additions and deletions. We do have a deletion. Can we have a motion, please?
I would like to move.
Moved by Ms. Pyden,
I'll support.
supported by Mr. Soba. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
You want to note the two absences?
Yes, thank you. Please excuse Ms. Dominique Sack and Ms. Aquino this evening as they could not make the meeting. They're excused. Okay, so motion passes. Okay, motion would be to delete executive session L&M and move N to L, adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, made by Ms. Pyden and supported by Mr. Pearl. Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, thank you. All right, item C, presentation recognitions. Mr. Pearl.
Sure. This evening we have a couple things for presentations, and I'm going to call up James Eldred to the microphone here, and I'll join him over there. Thanks. She has to turn it on because I can't remember it. It's a joke. All right, I'll start. Okay, I have James here. James is a, wait, what's your level of scouting again? Sorry.
Life Scout.
Life Scout. Okay, and he's a 10th grader at Chippewa Valley High School. I got that right? Okay, very good. And James is here to talk about his project for to attain the Eagle Scout, and we're going to learn a little bit about James this evening. So I know in our school district, and I know you as a Board of Education, we've always had a close relationship with our Eagle Scouts. They're very important members of our community, our school community, and so I'm going to turn it over to James, who I'm so excited to have here this evening. James.
Hello everybody, as you know I am James Eldred, 10th grader at Chippewa Valley High School, working towards my Eagle Scout. So this Saturday I will be running a pumpkin sale at Cherokee Elementary, which will be running from 10 to 4, and we will be selling pumpkins, hay bales, and corn stalk. If you guys could stop by, I'd greatly appreciate it. And we also accept donations.
What are you fundraising?
Yeah, tell them what you're fundraising for.
I am fundraising for money for my Eagle Scout project, which is going to be making hygiene bags for the working poor families. And the bags will be going to Capuchin Service Center. They kind of run like a grocery store for families who can't really afford all this stuff. They have like clothing and food. And when I went in there and talked with them, they had a whole table set up for like hygiene stuff, and there was nothing on that table at all, so I thought it would be really important to get them that stuff.
Right. So just talk a little bit about how you came to choose to do this for your project.
Well, I came to the decision to reach out to Capuchin because in the past I have volunteered at their soup kitchen passing out food and like helping them just do stuff. And I had kind of a connection with them, and seeing the people there, it was a really good community, so I thought I could reach out to them and see what they would need help with.
All right, and do you have a goal? Are you trying to raise so much money, or what's your goal? Like about
I don't remember.
35, 40,000?
I wish.
Yeah. So you haven't set a goal. What, are you doing other things then to raise money besides this thing on this event on Saturday? Or is this your main event?
This is my main event.
Okay, and then just talk a little bit about your career in scouting and how it started and the importance of it to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, my career in scouting started usually at the start of scouting, which is Cub Scouts, which you can join in first grade. I have really had a good time in scouting. I have met wonderful people. I've made great friends, and I've had great experiences. It taught me tons of stuff. It's taught me how to camp, how to set up a tent, how to tie knots, how to use knives properly. It's just taught me tons of life skills that I think is very important for everybody to know.
All right, very good. And then, listen, James is a poster child for what we as educators tell our, or suggest to our students that they do, and that's to be involved in school, to not be a go in the door and go out at the end of the day type student, but find something that motivates you in school. Can you talk about what else you're involved in high school?
So in high school, I am on marching band. I am joining lacrosse this spring. I also am doing the swim team in the winter.
And I'm sure you keep up a good grade point average too, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so as we heard here, James would like this Saturday from 10 to 4 at Cherokee Elementary, and that goes for our audience. If you can get there, that would be wonderful. It's a wonderful cause that he's raising money for. And so, James, for you, we have a We Make It Happen award from Chippewa Valley Schools. And then we also have, oh my gosh, a Dairy Queen gift card.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Can you imagine that being there? So, yeah, enjoy that.
And
okay?
James, while you have a captive audience, do you have Venmo or PayPal that you would like to share with us for donations?
I do not, but my mother does if you have any questions for her.
How do I share? What would be the best way to?
You can email it or let us know right now. We can write it down.
Everyone, pay attention.
I'm Kelly Eldred, E-L-D-R-E-D,
And how do you spell Kelly?
K-E-L-L-Y.
Okay.
I'm on Venmo. My profile picture is a pumpkin right now, so everybody knows that that's me. And all the Venmo donations will go straight to profit to purchase the hygiene product that James spoke about for Capital. So I will also
Wonderful.
email Miss Diane, who helped coordinate James' speaker tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, so, thank you, James.
Thank you for having
And,
me.
yeah, it was wonderful. Our pleasure, and you're off to a meeting at 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, good for you. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Have a good night.
Okay, just something else for this evening under presentations. I just want to talk briefly about the opening of the school year. So, I can handle this? The big one in the middle advances it? Okay, very good. So, I just want to talk about the opening of this school year. In my opinion, the opening of this school year has been a complete success. We've had a lot of wonderful things going on. I have visited many buildings, had an opportunity to talk to parents, talk to students, talk to administration and teachers in the hallway when I see them. And there certainly is a positive feeling about being back this year. I think this year, to a degree, feels normal, and however one describes normal. But there really is that kind of excitement to be back in school and conducting education the way we are. So I think this is our welcome back video we did and sent out to the communities. So if I hit it again, we're going to play that.
Hi everyone, I'm Ron Roberts, Superintendent of Chippewa Valley Schools, and I'm here to welcome our Chippewa Valley families back for the 2022-2023 school year. We have been working to get ready for next week. Teachers have been in, getting the classrooms ready, the custodians are putting the finishing touches on our buildings, and our grass is even being cut. We want it to look perfect. So many student activities are already in gear. Our football teams are already competing, and our bands and choirs are practicing and getting ready for community performances. This fall, with the approval of our Board of Education, we are offering new curriculum, resources, and programs for our students. We will continue our popular one-to-one computer program, tech-enhanced classrooms, and a new elementary class called STEM Plus. This new course will be taught to students in grades kindergarten through 5th grade and will feature science, technology, engineering, and mathematics concepts integrated into fun, hands-on lessons. The curriculum will be developmentally appropriate, integrating real-life problems while fostering collaboration, communication, and creativity. We know students learn best when they feel safe at school, so in addition to our secure classrooms and entrances, emergency blue hole systems, and security cameras, our school administrators have attended specialized threat assessment training and professional development. Our school resource officers will be visible in our buildings working with school staff and families, and we will continue to stress school safety with our students. It's an honor to be standing where I'm standing right now. You may not know this, but Clinton Valley is where Chippewa Valley Schools began. The building behind me opened in 1954. Over that time, many wonderful traditions have come to be in our school district. And as we go forward, many other wonderful traditions will be born. We have a rich history. I really look forward to seeing everyone on Tuesday, September 6th. Let's all work together to make this the best school year ever.
I just want to point out, I think that ending is important, that the fact that Clinton Valley is where our school district began in 1954, and at that point in time, where we live now here is very different than how it looked then. I know at that time, not that I was there in 1954, I was not, but I know growing up as a child, even coming out Garfield, beyond Fraser, there was nothing in Clinton Township. And then after I began working in this district, there was really basically very little, other than farms, which are very important, north of M59. So Clinton Valley is where it all began, and it's great that it still looks like it does as a very current and wonderful school building. So during the year, here are some of the welcome back scenes at some of our these are some elementary schools. This is Ottawa, and all schools, of course, have their own traditions. Here's, I think it's Clinton Valley on the left, and on the right is Sequoia Elementary. And then here's at Erie Elementary, which is adjacent to this building, and every year for the start of school year, they roll out the red carpet, and that's how they bring their kids back to school. So each school has their own traditions on how that occurs. And I love this photo. I'm not sure who took this, but I think this looks like a staged photo that they would use in one of those architectural magazines for schools. This is Dakota's atrium early in the morning as the kids are entering. It's a very beautiful picture. We have about almost 14,900 students. We're working and still on that final count. That's not complete. And we're very excited this year to welcome 1,000 students into our kindergarten class, which is the class of 2035. Also, each year, which is part of our tradition in our district, we receive donations of backpacks and school supplies, and I'm here with supplies being provided by the Macomb County Sheriff's Department, and I'm not sure the quite French way to say this, I'm sorry. See, the Jolet Salade also donates. So we also receive other donations from other partners for our kids. And what's so great this year, I think this picture shows it, our kids are involved in many activities. They have been since the middle of August. You see a couple of our teams here and band members out at our high schools. So they've been working hard, and I will say, speaking of team events, the game on this past Friday was an example of an event that brings our community together, something that is very important to our community, and that was the football game at Dakota High School between Dakota and Chippewa Valley. And probably in attendance were over 5,000 people. It was a beautiful night, and it was a great game, two wonderful teams, and two wonderful teams are coached by two very dedicated coaching staffs. And of course, those kids have parents who really support them in their efforts. We also have things planned already. We have a parent and tech night coming up, one on and that's on cyberspace safety. We have our Be Aware Walk coming up in October on, I can't remember the date, on a Saturday. And then we also have our musicals. Chippewa Valley is preparing right now for their musical, Beauty and the Beast, which will be in the month of November. So things are running great. As mentioned in the video, we're very excited to offer what we're calling STEM Plus to our elementary students this year. We've transformed our science special for our elementary kids and made it more broad in nature to reflect what kids today need to know, and so that's STEM Plus. Yes?
Just tell us how that collaborative came together.
Sure, that's been worked on over the last couple of years, and with what the kind of what occurred in our district and across our country with the pandemic in the last couple of years. Things didn't proceed as quickly as we wanted to, but the work continued behind the scenes. And we have tech coaches who worked with our science specials teachers at the elementary to develop the curriculum. So it was really a collaborative effort amongst both our teachers and our administrators in order to develop the program. So that's the process and how that all came about. And then in our district, that process goes to what's called K-12 Evaluation Committee, which is a panel of people who approve that. So that's how we are where we are today. So we also have introducing GoFan online for tickets, and that's always been an ongoing effort in our school district to limit cash handling anywhere we can. We just think it makes things run smoother, and as we heard today from our scout's mother, they're using Venmo. So that's the world we live in. So also then, this year was phase 4 of our bond, and you can see all the buildings that were worked on over the summer, Cheyenne, Ojibwa, Fox, Mohawk. And if you go out to our schools, you'll see a lot of differences, a lot of parking lots and mechanical and things like that. So things that are really important to our schools in order that we can maintain them and keep them up. So we have a 5-year program, and 2023 is it on our 5-year bond. So a lot of new things at our buildings, and this year we'll move to new buildings in a different part of the district and address their needs. So just to end with, it's going to be a great school year, and this is always excited, and I've always said this before, of just being able to have our teachers be voted best in Macomb County. And as I always say, because I think it's so important, I want to thank the Board of Education for keeping their eye on the prize, for supporting us here as a central office team as we work with building administrators and teachers throughout the district to ensure that our curriculum and program offerings for our students continually evolve so that we keep things current. And that only happens because of your support and your belief in the need to do that. So I want to thank you, and that's it. 2022, 2023, it's going to be a wonderful year. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Okay, move on to item D, general consent agenda. Motion to pass the general consent agenda. Moved by Mr. Pearl,
Support.
supported by Mr. Sobal. Is there anything that anybody would like removed, have questions, comments about on that consent agenda?
I have one thing. As far as the last meeting's minutes, it says that I comment on a security issue, and I just want to clarify that I commented saying that I would like to be part of the new security program that we're trying to get in place.
Okay. So noted, we will have that corrected. Anything else on the consent agenda? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Ms. Pide, I believe we have a retirement resolution this evening.
We do. Ms. Stark Corneffel, can you please come to the microphone? Thank you. Whereas Nadine Stark Corneffel has served the Chippewa Valley School District faithfully and diligently for a period of 26 years as a social worker. Whereas Nadine Stark Corneffel, through her leadership, has had a positive impact on the staff, students, and the community. Whereas Nadine Stark Corneffel, a conscientious, loyal, hardworking employee, has elected to retire. And whereas Nadine Stark Corneffel will be missed by all her school colleagues. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Chippewa Valley School District, not only on their behalf, but also that of the Superintendent of Schools and the administration, extend their thanks and appreciation for a job well done, as well as best wishes for the future. Be it further resolved that this resolution, having been adopted by the Board of Education of the Chippewa Valley School District on the 11th day of July, 2022, be made a permanent part of the records of the school district and a copy sent to Nadine Stark Corneffel as an expression of our appreciation. Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Education. My name is Tara Cook, and I get to work with, I've worked many years with Nadine, and more closely the last 6 years. And I really just want to share a few things. I even put together a little PowerPoint because, as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So that's why I have a little PowerPoint for you. I know, isn't that impressive? So yes, you can see that is Nadine's name. And I'm going to start with a little bit of background on Nadine. Nadine has been doing this work for 35 years, which is remarkable. Not a lot of people can say they've been in their field for 35 years. And as you heard, 26 years have been in Chippewa Valley. Nadine has been all over the district. I wrote out a list, which I won't read to, of the schools that she's been in, but she's been in the North End, South End, elementary through high school, where she's currently been the last numerous years at Dakota High School. And during that time, she's made a big impact, and I'm going to talk a little bit about things that you might hear about, but maybe not know, and I'd like to share a little bit more. So starting with a real positive, another thing that doesn't typically happen in one's career, thank you whoever did that for me, okay, is she was honored, she was our school social worker of the year. She actually was awarded that during the 1920 year, and we got to be at the MISD for the presentation because she was Region M? Mm-hmm. Region M, and she represented us, and then the pandemic hit. So unfortunately, it kind of just fell to the wayside, but not for long. Back in November of 21, she was honored at the state conference. And there you can see her getting her award there. And that's a very noteworthy accomplishment to be considered Social Worker of the Year. It's not for the district, but for the region. And I think what's worthy to note is her colleagues nominated her. Different people nominate folks, and in this case, her colleagues nominated her, which speaks volumes to what they think of her. So I wanted to make sure she got the recognition she deserved as being Social Worker of the Year, and then getting to go to the state conference. Another huge impact Nadine is leaving on our district is Project Unify. And you may have heard about Project Unify. As you can see, it's a mentorship for students with disabilities, but it's so much more than that. It has brought our community together, not just Dakota, but numerous schools, and it began 2015, a little bit before Nadine became one of the chair folks. It was just getting underway in its infancy. And she has really, her and another teacher, Kristen Hauk, have really expanded it to great levels, which makes our district rise to the top and makes us all proud. There's gonna be some pictures where she meets monthly, not she, but her, along with many students, I believe over 100 general education students, work with students with special needs, and they have monthly meetings where they do, it's not just meetings, actually, it's a lot of fun, and you can see they have team building activities. She's brought a group in from MSU, it was an archery team, I believe it was, that she let me come check out and try a few years ago, and it's just continued from there. And not only does it impact just Dakota, it's expanded throughout the district, where students from Dakota go all over our district and work with different schools, and even in our county, next door at Glenn, I'm gonna keep looking at you, Glenn Peters. And not only that, it's beyond that. And on weekends, they're doing a polar plunge, raising money, she's there. They're doing a student conference, she goes on the weekend to be with the students. During the pandemic, it didn't stop. They did a virtual conference for the students that are part of Project Unify, which is part of Special Olympics, which they also receive monies. And what's beautiful about that is not she, but our district, we share it. And we're happy to announce that this year, or this past spring, Wyandotte was given substantial monies to really lift off their Project Unify club. So it has been just a joy watching this evolve and grow and just become all-encompassing throughout our district, and the impact it has on our students, our families, our community is really noteworthy, and it's something that I've really wanted to highlight because it's really an important part that I know will continue. It won't end here, it's just going to continue and grow and hopefully get back to where, pre-pandemic things that we were doing and that she was doing for the building and throughout the district. A couple other things I just wanted to make note about Nadine is Nadine is a consummate professional, and I say that without a doubt, and you can't always say that, everyone's professional, but like she rises to a whole nother level in such that when she was going to retire, it wasn't, hey, I'm just gonna retire, thank you. It was, when can I let you know? When do I need to let you know? I want to make sure it's flawless. I want to make sure our students are served, that there's no lapse in services at all, and we were able to post this spring and hire someone. So at the start of the year, it's been just a nice transition and crossover, which speaks volumes to who Nadine is. I'm sure you can tell already by all the things I'm sharing about who she is. And she's thoughtful. Not only is it about the students, it's about the staff. During the pandemic, her and another colleague made care packages for the special education staff in the building, a little something to just boost their spirits during a tough time. And she also represents us on the county. She sat in on the county district. It was the mental health team that she sat on as a district representative. And I could keep going, but I wanted to share a few things, and it was PowerPoint noteworthy to be able to demonstrate all that she's given to our district. So thank you, and you will be missed.
Thank you so much. I'll say something real quick. So Tara said a lot. Now you know why I'm so tired and I need to retire. I've been really busy the last 26 years. So I want to thank Chippewa Valley for providing me a professional opportunity to provide mental health and advocacy services for students who receive special education services. There's a lot now about we need more mental health in schools, we need more support in schools, and that's true. And I want to say that our school board, along with our union, has worked with our administration to make sure we have mental health support. We have a team of social workers. We have guidance counselors who are phenomenal. We have school psychologists. We have people in the school now providing those services and are doing it to their very best ability to support teachers, students, and parents, and the community at large. So as I was saying goodbye, I wanted to thank you for the support over the years and to acknowledge the hard work that all of my colleagues are doing in terms of supporting mental health services for our kids to get them through these tough times. So thank you very much. It's been my privilege.
So, was it 35 years? I absolutely cannot believe that. I can't imagine what that feels like to reach 35 years of working in schools. Wow. Anyways, I've known Nadine for a long time because Nadine was a social worker in an elementary school where I was a fifth grade teacher, and what wasn't mentioned here tonight is something that's so important to me, because I think it's important to us as adults and also very important to our students, is Nadine always had a sense of fun. You know, dealing with very serious situations and supporting kids who really needed support and staff members who need support. You always brought a great sense of humor and a lot of fun to the job, which I think in and of itself lifts people up. So thank you for being you and sharing that with other people. A lot was talked about here tonight about Project Unify. And we talk about our CLP kids and what it means to them. That's half the equation. It's what it means to all kids. It's what it means to general ed students, that when we teach them empathy and we teach them inclusion and we teach them to care for others and to respect individual differences and understand and learn and know that regardless of what a student, their gifts are, they have gifts. And they share those gifts, and that's so important. So when I look at that, that's meaningful to me because it addresses what we do best in public education. Quite often, we don't sort and segregate, we integrate, and we bring those kids together, and that's powerful. My favorite event of the year, last Friday night, the football game was great. I go into classrooms, and that's great. I go to all different musicals are great. The best thing in our school district is Project Unify's talent show. It is the best thing we do in our school district, and we do a lot of great things. To watch our students with disabilities get up on a stage to perform their talent with the support and guidance, if needed, they don't all need it, but some do, with their partners through general education, and not only through our student and staff partners. It was also, and we have administrators who get up on the stage with kids and have helped these kids perform their talents and display them for the world. And the best thing is they've gotten real tricky about how to schedule this, and now they schedule it over lunch periods so they can bring all the kids into the auditorium and cheer wildly for the kids when they perform whatever song it is that they're performing. So it really is, it's a wonderful thing. So thank you for what you've done for, is it 26 years in our district? Is that what it is? And then you had experience outside of our school district. So thank you for giving us those 26. We're mad we didn't get the first 9. Yeah, sorry, we didn't get those. So what I have for you here is the retirement resolution, which was read by Ms. Pyden this evening, and also a retirement bell. So thank you for your service to Chippewa Valley students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sure. Yeah, sure. So I am lucky enough to have here my husband, Carl, who has supported me all of these years through all of my journeys, and my dearest friend, Dawn Barrett, who is an educator in Lakeshore Schools, and she felt it was important to come and support me here tonight. So I've got a couple of important people here, so thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, moving on to E, old business. Have none this evening. F, new business, approved change order summary report, August 2022. Mr. Sutherland.
The recommended motions that the Chippewa Valley Schools Board of Education approve the 2018 bond issue change order summary report for the month of August 2022.
Moved by Mr. Pearl,
Support.
supported by Mr. Sobal. Rationale, please.
This work consists of changes to existing contracts for the purpose of owner-requested work, deducts, code compliance, or hidden conditions on the construction and equipment projects. All amounts are within the contingency budget allocation. This report was reviewed with the Building and Site Subcommittee on Monday, September 12, 2022, and funding will come from the 2018 Building and Site Fund.
Questions or comments by the board? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on. Moving on to item G from the community. Is there anything further? Any further slips? No, I got some, yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's it. I have a slip here, but that's a different matter, so that'll be a little bit later.
Okay, very good. Okay, from the community this evening, first up, we have Ms. Jennifer Bryant. Ms. Bryant? Hello, Ms. Bryant. Thanks for coming this evening. Please share your comments with the board.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bryant. I have 2 kids, currently going to Seneca Middle School. Some of you may consider me a domestic terrorist because I belong to Moms for Liberty. I consider myself Mama Bear. This was made from my daughter for Mother's Day. It says, "Don't make me go all Mama Bear on you." I'm hoping that you understand, with all these parents that have been here for the last over 2 years, we're here for not just our children, everyone's children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephew. We are trying to expose what is going above all you. I get it, it's coming from above. But we need your help to expose this and stop it. Because the more people that are aware what's going on in this world and what our Michigan education is trying to indoctrinate our children with, it's going on. And this is why I'm here today, to give you an example. Let's see. It's on my phone. My daughter was asked to fill out a questionnaire on her first or second day from her ELA teacher. This is where all of you and parents, this is where a lot of this is coming from. If you start looking at story problems in math, there's a lot of what, I noticed one last year, I don't have it with me, but in what they're writing about, also in ELA, that's where they're putting all this, they're sliding it in very carefully. It's very smart way what they were trying to do. But thank God for COVID, because that's where I woke up to all this. It's been a blessing also. So, the first question in bold, what pronouns would you like to go by? He, him, his, she, her, hers, them, they, theirs. Then it gets better. Use my pronouns with my family. These are what you check. My peers, school administration, or nobody. Which brought to me, I know a teacher from different
I'm
districts.
sorry to interrupt, Ms. Bryant, just 1 minute, please.
I know a teacher from another school district not too far from here. She is told, she's an elementary school teacher. She is told if a student comes up to her, feels that she's not if she's a girl, but she thinks she's a boy, or vice versa, or thinks she's a furry or a cat or whatever, she is not allowed to tell the parents about that. I don't know if this is going on in our schools, because that question, who would you use my pronouns with, that's ding, 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 light bulb right there. I understand it's coming from above. We need people on this board that are going to expose it. We need to come together. We're not terrorists. We're not here to give you problems. We are here for everyone's children, not just ours. My child gets it. She understands. Well, she doesn't understand all of it, but she understands what's going on. She's the one who told me, Mom, can you believe this? I'm like, get used to it. And you're probably wondering why I'm still going to the public schools. It's because we're the peers that she's going to grow up with. We're making our kids confused. If they're not allowed to buy cigarettes and alcohol, how do they know what's going on? Their bodies, right now, my daughter's 12 years old. She's telling me right now I've never been a kid. I mean, they're going through all this stuff right now. These are children. Just get back to the basics. Math, science, English, and start looking at this because it's happening. They want to start bringing litter boxes in for another elementary school. This is happening, elementary in Michigan, I believe Central North.
I got to cut you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for your comments this evening. Okay, next up, Melody Perrin. Welcome, Ms. Perrin. Please share your comments with the board.
Good evening. I would like to share two concerns here tonight that will help us maintain that check and balance needed between the community and the school district regarding materials, policies, and procedures, so as not to miss occurrences happening in our metro area schools as well as what could be stirring in our own backyard. This past week, Dearborn School District was on the news for adult pornographic books in their school libraries. Several of the same books I brought to your attention that the Chippewa Valley has in their schools. I shared with you that I believe we are all here for our children in the district and want to do the right things for them. I was told that one of the books is not in the libraries. It was unclear to me whether it had been there and had been removed by a staff person, since it was listed on your Chippewa Valley book list for the libraries. In addition, I did ask, would I be told about the other books, and the answer I was given was, I don't know. I had really hoped for the best for our children, that I would have been contacted with that information by now, that the books had been removed. Since last speaking, we have discovered more books, and I have not heard a thing as of yet about those other adult pornographic books in the Chippewa Valley libraries. The Chippewa Valley School public needs to know the status of the adult pornographic books in the school libraries, so they can feel confident that you are not providing material to our children that is inappropriate on all levels. I look for you to share with us tonight the answers or steps that you have taken regarding these books. Now, as I stand here, or in the boards of and about section tonight. Let's continue to work together for the children. Let's remove these inappropriate books from the Chippewa Valley libraries. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Perrin, for your comments this evening. Okay, next, Mr. Lou Miles. Welcome, Mr. Miles. Please share your comments with the board.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board, ladies and gentlemen of the community. I would like to speak briefly about the busing situation in the district. Michigan compiled law 380.1321 states that a school district is not required to transport or pay for transportation of a resident pupil living within 1.5 miles by the nearest traveled route. So 1.5 miles. Now, that's, for kids, it's a pretty long way. At 6, 6:30, 7 in the morning, in the wintertime, when it's dark, it's a long way to walk. As we all know, our communities are getting more and more populated, and more dangerous to even drive in, let alone walk. So my concern is, why are we not, now this is the state's basis, the minimum that you have to do. Some of these buses go past these bus stops 3 and 4 times in their normal route. So why not just stop, pick the kids up? What difference does it make? They're going right past there anyway. It was brought to my attention that Chelsea Park, a subdivision right around the corner from me, was been on the bus stop list for 20 years or more. And the girl was going to get on the bus one morning. The bus driver said, "I'm sorry, dear, I can't take you. This is not on the route anymore." She had to go home, tell her mom, have her mom take her to school. No information was given prior to. Her mom had to drop what she was doing to get her child to school. What is that? That is unacceptable. In a district that's the 7th biggest in the state, I believe, and 2nd biggest in the county, why don't we have busing for all students? I don't care if you're a block, a mile, 5 miles, bus the kids to school. It is far too dangerous for them to walk. How about if we take the administration's parking lot and move it 1.5 miles away and make them park there and walk in the morning? How do you think that would go over? Probably not very well. With what's going on, just the other day, there was an accident right out in front of Dakota. Not too long ago, there was a girl killed on Heidenreich. We all remember that. It's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. These parents are doing everything in their power to make sure their kids get a good education, and we are failing them. Failing them. Not just with busing, with what Ms. Perrin was speaking of. We're failing miserably. Something has to give. We have to make changes. Positive, effective change. It all starts with the 7 of you sitting right up there on that board. Make it happen. You have the power to do that. And as elected officials, by the people, for the people, you should be doing that. But you sit there and listen to these people talk week after week after week and do nothing. Nothing. If you have a problem with bus drivers, maybe you should pay them a fair wage. Maybe then you'd be able to attract and retain the talent needed to give our kids the education they need. It's not just bus drivers, it's lunch ladies, librarians, all of them. Pay them a fair wage. Where are we at on the pay scale in this district? I've seen it. I'm sure you all know about it. Where is it? It's low. Anybody listening? Look it up. It's horrible. Fix it. It needs to be fixed. But if you don't want to address it, by the will of the people in November, maybe I will in January. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments this evening. Lastly, this evening, Ms. Monica Recco. Well, Ms. Recco, thanks for coming. Please share your comments with the board.
Hello. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to address this, but since our board member decided to come back, I guess now is the time. And since nothing was talked about at the last meeting, not an apology, not a, I made a mistake, I made an error, nothing. So I guess I should just let the community know what happened, since I was also denied my FOIA and didn't receive this email, but another parent did. So this email was from our board president to our superintendent. The subject is DOJ investigations for threatening, intimidating behavior at school board meetings. Hello, DOJ. I appreciate you're looking into these groups of people who bring such threats to anybody that stands in their way. The email I included below is from Sandra Hurden. This woman, Sandra Hurden, comes to every meeting to harass our board, administration, and community who opposes her views. She's overdramatic and refuses to listen to any direction I may give her about her inappropriate and threatening comments. Last week, she compared the tattoos Nazi Germany gave Jewish people to identify them in World War II to masking mandates of today, even though the mask mandates are not mandated in our district. We understand that Sandra has no children in our schools, is not a resident of our district, and goes around to school board meetings throughout the Tri-County area to promote her agenda in any way she can, including threats and intimidation. Such lies. She is part of a group called Mothers of Liberty that attend our meetings. This group of people attend every meeting, and because their threats and demeanor are so intimidating, no community members who oppose their message will come to the meeting to speak because they are afraid of what this group would do to them for standing up to them. Maybe you forget that these meetings are recorded and anybody in this community can come watch these meetings, and I don't think that's ever happened here. We also have resource officers that have never even had to get up out of their spots to remove a parent from this meeting. But the thing is, you didn't care what you put in this because you never thought it would be exposed. But unfortunately for you, it was exposed. Our school district has over 15,000 students. We know that we have not gained any traction, as it is the same 10 to 15 people that show up every meeting to intimidate, threaten, and harass. Please, go back to my speeches and find where any parent threatened you or harassed you. Anything that could be done to curb this behavior by these people would be greatly appreciated by our board, administration, and our community. Thank you, Frank Bernard, President, Chippewa Valley Schools Board of Education. I think parents deserve an apology from you. And I think you guys don't realize how many parents that I have standing behind me, and Lou, and John, and Terry. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your comments this evening. That's all I have. Move on to H, Union Communication. Any union leadership like to speak this evening? Okay. Seeing none, moving on to I, Administration Reports. Mr. Roberts?
Sure. This was brought to my attention by a community member here tonight, and not the actual incident, but a community member has asked that we have a moment of silence for Keegan Reed, who was a 2022 graduate of Dakota High School, who passed away over the weekend. We also had another student, a 2022 graduate of Chippewa Valley High School, who was badly injured in a car accident, but is still living, but in very critical condition. So we'll have that moment of silence. I would just like to, no, we'll just leave it at that. So we'll take about 30 seconds right now in memory of Keegan Reed, please. All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to J, Curriculum.
We don't, no reports this evening.
Okay. Opened by the board.
There we go. I'm told that there's things that are being done that are against the rules, against the bylaws, and possibly illegal regarding the promotion of certain candidates from the union. I guess I would say that we need to address this and correct this as soon as possible. In no way is it ever justified to go against our rules or break the law. So if anybody else has any information on this, I'd like to know. This needs to be corrected as soon as possible, though. That's it.
Further comments by the board? Hearing none, move to item N, adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Soball, supported by Ms. Pyden. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned, 7:25. Thanks, everybody, for coming this evening.